Hey, hello, welcome to my new channel. I am Clarissa the Social Queen, aka Clarissa the Boss Queen, aka Clarissa the Concert Queen, all right, on from YouTube. But where I started my relationship dating content from is TikTok. So you may know me from TikTok, all right? I am Clarissa the Social Queen on there. And this is my new YouTube channel, Clarissa the Social Queen. So welcome. So on this channel, I created a channel to where I could talk more about like relationship content, just more anything. It could be entertainment, it could be like anything like news. It don't have to be just relationship type stuff, but most of the topics that I'm going to have on this channel is going to be relationship and dating type content, whether it be dating a man or whether it be friendship, like friendship with a female or whatever. So I'm really speaking more to the ladies. So and men are welcome. Men can listen to it. I mean, listen to my channel too, watch my channel too. Um, yeah, so what I'm going to do on this channel is to be focusing more on relationship, like I said, content. And I've posted a lot of posts that I've made on TikTok, on my TikTok account, and I've never really like had the time to elaborate more on my posts. Now you see the face, which is me, behind all those posts. Okay, so now I have more time to elaborate. And if you see me looking down, I have my phone here, and I'm just going from the first like relationship advice post that I ever posted on TikTok. So I'm gonna give a little backstory about how I created my TikTok account. It was like I really didn't know where I was gonna go with my TikTok account because I really wasn't into TikTok like that. I just had started my TikTok account like back in November of last year, 2024, I think, like November or something, somewhere along that line, November, December. And I was just posting stuff from just random stuff from my Clarissa the Boss Queen YouTube. And because I just didn't know where I was going to take the channel. How I got started is someone that I knew at the time was, giving me info about TikTok. And I was like, well, I guess I'll go ahead and create a TikTok account. So I just created it, didn't know what I was going to do with it. At the time, I'm more of a YouTuber than a TikToker. So I just didn't know. And then at that one point in time, I was going through something. I want to say at the beginning of this year. And I just said, you know what? Let me just like let this all out and just let the ladies know about certain things. I said, I don't know if they're going to like listen or pay attention to my posts that I post up on TikTok. I was like, oh well, let me just give it a try. Because I was just posting other stuff like hair videos. I was posting, you know, videos of like I said, some of my content from YouTube, and I just wasn't getting that many views. Like I would just get like maybe 100 views, 200 views. But then I noticed when I started posting more relatable content, like relationship and dating advice content. Oh, I blew up. Okay, so I decided, well, let me make a channel on YouTube to elaborate more and explain more about my topics that I have on my TikTok. All right. And I'm also going to you'll see me doing videos on my TikTok account too, as well. So, all right. So this is just like a safe haven over here on YouTube. Because I know YouTube ain't going nowhere. They're not going to ban YouTube or nothing like that. So I'm safe haven right here. So to the topic that I want to talk about today, and also like I title my subjects of my relationship and dating advice topics, I call it Queen Talk. I know everybody got their thing where they say girl talk or grown woman talk, but over here, the social queen has her queen talk, and it's just relatable content about relationships. And I'm gonna read from the first relatable post of dating and relationship advice that I put on my TikTok. And this is a queen talk, okay? Because all my We talk, we queen talk, okay? So queen talk, ladies. If a man you've been dating for a while starts to become distant, 9 times out of 10, he is not really interested in you, or he has someone else occupying his time. Now, when I posted that post, like I said before, I was only getting like 100 views, 200 views. As soon as I post this, I got 951 views. That's a lot to me. It may not be a lot to somebody else, but that was a lot to me on TikTok, especially me just starting. Okay. So, ladies, if your man you've been dating for a while starts to become distant, 9 times out of 10, may not be interested in you, or he may have somebody else occupying his time, or both. Okay, so I want to talk about this because I hate when a man that I'm dating wants to just become distant all of a sudden. All right, you wasn't distant in the beginning, now all of a sudden you being distant now. Okay, I cannot stand that. Okay, so men are not most men are not good communicators. Okay, for some reason they don't like to communicate. They don't like to be truthful. They don't like to be honest and say, hey, I don't feel like this is working out. I just want us to separate or just be friends or whatever. We as females, we are more of the more communicators. We'll tell you quick in a minute, hey, I don't like you, hey, I do like you, or hey, I don't like this, I don't like that. Look, I think we should just be friends. I'm going to cut this off. But why are men like that? I don't know. They would rather just not say anything because they think that, oh, that keeps down the peace. I don't want to be a problem and say something to her and make her upset. But that's wrong. You have to communicate. Men don't understand that communication is the key. So instead of a man telling you, they'll just think and assume that that they may not like you. And all they have to do is just keep it real, but they just can't. So you as a woman have to really like be smart about things and be like, wait a minute. Okay, all of a sudden now he's being distant. He wasn't being distant in the beginning. Now we're like 2 months in, 3 months in, or 4 months in. Now he seems like he's not interested anymore. Okay, I'm gonna tell you, when a man does that, when you start being distant, ladies, you do the same thing. You be distant too. You be distant. You just match his energy, reciprocate it back to him. Now watch when you do that, he gonna think there's something wrong with you. He's gonna be testing you like, hey, what's up? Like, I haven't heard from you. Well, same here, stranger. I haven't heard from you in a day or two. What's up, stranger? And I love to do that when they go to being distant and then they wait like 2 or 3 days and then they want to text you or call you. And the first thing I call them is stranger. I don't call them baby. I don't call them boo. I just say stranger. What's up? um. So it's like when a man is distant like that, he's got too much going on. And when I mean too much going on, that means he must have other women entertaining him, other women that he's talking to. He's Some men don't know how to multitask. Okay, some men might have multiple women but can't even keep up with them. Then a lot of times a man will have multiple women. You might be that his main woman that he pursue as his main woman, even though he might have some side pieces and other little got side females or whatever. But some men can't juggle all them women at one time. They have a roster and they might be texting Jean over here and then there's Sally over there texting them too, and then he can't keep up. So then eventually somebody is going to get neglected. Somebody is not going to like get a text or a phone call or get the attention or get the dates. One might get more dates than the other one. So you like, wow, he's being distant. Probably somebody else is in the picture. Somebody else is in the picture. Now, another one, he may not be interested in you anymore. Maybe y'all been talking, y'all been dating, and he's finding out some things about you that he may not have liked. Maybe he thought you was one way, and then as he got to know you, you turned out to be another way. and he just doesn't like you. But instead of the man keeping it real, he's not going to tell you that. So you're going to have to figure that out. don't be um don't be naive and thinking that, oh, he's being distant, he's probably just busy. He wasn't busy before. He wasn't busy when he first met you. Now, I know men, if you know a man when you first meet him and he works a lot and he has multiple jobs, but in the beginning, in the first month or two, he was keeping in touch with you, he was being consistent. So there's no excuse. So why all of a sudden, after maybe 2 or 3 months, he goes to ghost you and be distant? One or two things, ladies. It's not because he's busy. Yeah, he may be busy, but like I said, when you first met him and he was working multiple jobs, he was still making the effort to call and text you. Okay, now all of a sudden, he's distant. Let's not use the busy, oh, he's so busy, as an excuse. The only two things, somebody else is occupying his time and he's devoting most of his time to that person or other females, or he's just not interested in you anymore. Okay? Like he was in the beginning. And like I said, when a man does that, you match his energy. You go to being distant too, and see how he act. See, when you go to do it, it's a problem. But when he does it, yeah, like it's okay. Oh, well, I know you think about me, and I know you like me, so I don't have to keep going out my way texting you every day and or calling you or keeping in touch. Oh, yes, you do. That's where men mess up it. They get it twisted. They feel like, oh, I didn't chase her now for a while. I reeled her in and she ain't going nowhere, so I don't have to keep being consistent or nothing like that. She ain't going nowhere. That's when I go somewhere. I don't know about other women, but when a man goes to be inconsistent and distant, I kind of pull away. I kind of back off and let that man test the waters and let him see what's out there. And I tell you, every time I date a man and I back off and pull away when he start being distant and inconsistent and want his space or whatever, and then I give him a man a space for a little while. And then if I'm not getting nothing back in return, no communication, no attention, no nothing, then I cut the man off and I break up with the man. Because I'm like, oh, he must think he found better. And then every time, maybe 6 months later, 3 months later, a year later, 2 years later, that same man I broke up with always tries to come back. Because he thought that whoever he distanced like when he was dating me and he distanced himself from me to date this person, he didn't come to find out that person wasn't working out for him. Now he wants to come back to me, and now it's like too late. Depending on the situation, sometimes I might give a man a second chance, and sometimes I may not, depending on how the man had did me before I broke up with him. Now, it's not good to go back, double back, but I believe in giving a man a second chance. It depends. Like I said, if it's a good thing. But if the man was not so good, I won't give him a second chance. But if it's something that's feasible, that I might give a second chance, I might give a second chance. But the distancing thing, that's for a man to distance a woman, is totally uncalled for. It's totally like unacceptable to me, because we have a mouth, we have tongues, and we can communicate. So men just they're not good communicators. They just don't like to communicate. So ladies, if a man you're dating does that to you, just kind of address it to him in a nice way a little bit. Just say, hey, hey stranger, what's up? You can be like, why are you calling me stranger? I'm like, well, I haven't heard from. That's what I be doing. And then just kind of bring it to us. Don't get mad. Don't cuss him out. Don't fuss at him. And then match his energy and see how he do. Once you match his energy, he's gonna stop being so inconsistent and distant. I bet you $1 million. If he will stop, because what's gonna happen is once you match his energy and stop texting him, stop calling him, stop communicating with him like you was. Maybe get you a roster so you won't have to be like focus on this one man, and you'll have other guys you're dating that you can put your time to. That yeah, that's the best thing to do. He's gonna notice, like, wait a minute. She ain't been texting me, like she ain't been calling me, text me. What's going on? And you ain't gonna be studying him no more. You'll be like, who? John, who? Oh, I had forgot about him because I've been talking to James and Tony. They've been keeping me occupied. Cause I said, okay, he want to be distant. the other two can be consistent. Okay, but yeah, so that works every time. So I guess the moral of this story, not story, but the distant thing, and becoming distant is, ladies, match his energy. Just be distant with him too. And once you do that, he will start back communicating with you more. Hopefully it'll last long term, the communication. Hopefully it's just not a short term thing, because some men will do that just to reel you back in, and then they go back being distant. So you don't want that. So once they do that and they go back to being distant again, because like I said, once again, they feel like they got you. And a man should never, if y'all aren't, even when y'all are living together, the man should always still keep it going. The man should always still keep chasing you. Even when he has you, he still needs to keep chasing you as if he don't like have you, so he can still keep chasing. Because if that man ain't chasing you, girl, leave him alone, because he's chasing other women and he's not chasing you. And when he started chasing other women, that's when he goes being distant. See, men give themselves away. They don't know how to keep it. They don't know how to keep a straight face. I'll put it that way. But when they're talking to other women, they give themselves away. You can tell. You be like, man, he being inconsistent. He must be talking to somebody else. That's the first thing that popped through my mind. And 9 times out of 10, that's right. So this distant thing, a man don't have to be distant. He's being distant because he chooses to be distant. He don't have to be distant, because he can tell you, hey, I don't think we working out, or I think we should just be friends, or I think whatever. They don't have to be distant. They can just go ahead and tell you and keep it real. But instead, they're not going to do that. So, ladies, just make sure. Don't get upset when a man be distant. Just hopefully when you're talking to this man, you already have a little roster going on. Okay? That's one of the biggest mistakes that I have made a few times when dating, is I would be so whole focused on one man and he goes to be distant. And then I'm mad at this one man when I should have had a little roster to keep me occupied from not thinking about this man. So the best thing to do when a man becomes distant is just, meet other men. Go out and let the men come to you. The man come to you. And just have a few guy friends that keep you occupied. And that'll keep your mind off of that man that distant you. Okay? All right. So, I just want to say that it's okay when they do be distant. All right? When they do be distant, it's a hurting feeling, ladies. I know when a man goes to be distant, it's like, wow, you be like, oh man, and it never fails. It's always somebody that you really like. Always somebody that you really like that just does that. But that just lets you know how they really feel about you. So I'm gonna end this video. So just match his energy. If he's doing something, you do it too. Okay? If he's being distant, be distant to him. And like I said, watch you reel him in. Hopefully when you reel him back in, well, when he reels himself back in, you don't have to reel him in. He's going to reel himself back in. Hopefully he stays consistent long term and not distant. Hopefully it's not a short term thing, but that's my solution. Like when a man becomes distant, okay, just you be distant too. All right. And be distant with mingling with several men. Okay, date them. You don't have to sleep with them, but date them just to get your mind off of the one that's being distant and inconsistent. All right, so I thank you guys for watching, ladies or men, or whatever. Thank you guys for watching. This is my first video for my new channel, and I will see you guys in my next video. Also, don't forget to check out my other channel, Clarissa the Boss Queen and Clarissa the Concert Queen, and also subscribe to this new one, Clarissa the Social Queen. All right, bye.